Welcome back to another stream. Sorry, I'm just searching for chat. You know, I'm only subscribed to like 2 channels with my my like Adam Meisner YouTube, and I still don't get the streams recommended. Rough life.
Well, they're trying to get you to subscribe to other channels.
I guess so, but it's like I only watch, like I've watched every single stream because I used it to open up the chat. And when you last left us, we were busy being cool at the Round Table Hold. Now I am just being cool at the Round Table Hold. Trisha has abandoned me. It's just me. Perhaps she's not cool enough. You see, now I have this fancy new hat. It's kind of like in Bleach, where like everybody's like, "Oh my god, the pressure!" And they're getting like crushed down. It's kind of like that, except oh, you're here. Your pose is looking awfully not cool. You know, so okay. Before I'm devastated by
It's such a thinker pose. Last time on stream, I had like the camera positioned another way, where it was like me thinking, and then you go. Oh well, yeah. Go ahead, cast a vote while I'm mid sentence. Where did you vote for?
the Radon boss arena. Oh, we could probably
Where
level.
is that?
It's all the way on up. Yeah.
Oh, this. Okay.
I think we both left some runes there, or at least the sad sack of empty runes.
I'm sure it's just
Just a reminder of our failures. Okay. What do I level up? Oh, just like, I already have a lot in intelligence, huh? So I'm on like medium load now. That's like 4.5. I would still be on medium load even if I had the heaviest spear in the universe, so I guess endurance isn't that important. So let's see. Mind isn't that important yet. You know what, I think I'd rather just get intelligence until I'm at like 60 or something. Because at some point... Yeah. Because at some point we're going to run into some spells that are like higher level. So I'd like to have like 60. Oh, this gives intelligence. So I have 4 extra points of intelligence. So I know your spells max out at 60 probably, unless there's some I haven't found. Which I definitely, there are spells I haven't found. I just got the only spells I knew how to get to, which was the one in the consecrated snowfield, as it turns out. Man, you should really be able to get into this boss arena. That looks like stairs. Like, you should be able to, like, trot down. So, somewhere in this boss arena... Oh, I see you have an invisible horse.
Yes.
Quite cool. You know, I was thinking all the different, like, mounts that they could have done for this game that would be cooler than this, like, spirit horse. Don't get me wrong, it could be way worse, but... I was just thinking, like, what about a horse made out of water where it, like, splashes up into the shape of a horse as you jump? You know? Hey, it's Quantum Weasel. Yes. Yes, I do have some hair. Some, well, actually, you know. But far more handsome without the helmet. But, you know, this helps me impose gravity on people. I think Gravity Well is like the best spell in this mod. Hey, where's the catacombs?
Probably not there.
Well, if you find it, let me know. Oh,
You found it?
hey.
Hey. It is up all the way at the edge.
Yeah.
I thought they would try to like put it in the middle or something.
I had begun to doubt. Oh, I'll await your arrival. Oh, you're gonna map traveler? That makes a lot more sense. I was gonna just do this and like just wait for you at the door. Excuse me. Hey,
Show up.
is it not there? The top? Up and right?
This.
Yeah. That's the one. God, this is the worst map travel. Hey, Lorenzo. Ever heard of webtoon artists getting butthurt and flagging people for shitting on their comics?
Yeah. Blacklight Jack is going through that.
He has, Oh, he's getting flagged for...
Yeah, he's having his videos copyright struck for talking shit on the webtoon peoples.
Hey, now, wait, we have the items to actually test this without dying, right? But I think this used to be a non-lethal fall. Let's see. That means that it is a lethal fall now? It used to not be lethal, like you used to be able to jump down there. It was purposeless, I think. But...
Oh man, this is really deep. Watching these people fight, you know.
Yeah, they're ghosts. And actually, are they
They're still fighting, man.
are they all ghosts, or are some of them just like rot zombies?
I think they're all ghosts.
Quantum TV. You know how Quantum TV ended up? How did Quantum TV end up? Oh, there's a spell on the ground floor here once upon a time. Maybe there is in this mod. I was gonna say, oh, that's nice. They got rid of the rot on the floor, but they didn't. I think this used to be a spell. Oh, we got a chest over here.
Oh yeah?
Maybe that's what I need.
Find out if there's anything interesting in here.
Come on. Oh, it's a clean rot spear.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it looks like they're all ghosts. I believe going down here was a mistake.
What? No.
Quantum TV got arrested? How did Quantum TV get arrested? Who is Quantum TV? Oh, is he like a UK person where you can get arrested for saying something mean on the internet? That is honestly, like, so ridiculous that is the current state of... so that's locked, right? And then we have to go down the Hell Archer hallway to... Oh. Hey! Check this spell out, huh? I'll yank him off. Oh. Yee-hee! Oh. Oh. Wow. Guess I had that coming.
Oh, damn it. It doesn't even... His arrows are invisible.
Oh.
He got shot by an invisible arrow.
I thought after Quantum TV we'd stop doing this. Yeah, the UK has some like ridiculous laws and stuff. I mean, like, I kind of don't see this stuff going on forever. I kind of feel like it's just gonna end with like, well, you know what? I could just like beat you up, couldn't I? Oh. It's like, you know that meme about like the ants or whatever, where they're like, is you want ants because this is how you get ants? It's like, you want fascism because this is how you get fascism. Ugh. It just seems like all the recipe for like a violent uprising. Like the Netherlands calmed down on some of their crazier stuff because people were starting to get violent, but it's like, I thought you were a clean Rot Knight. Your move was so cool. I was like, oh god. You gotta tone down your style. Get scared. You know what?
I'm just too cool
You know
for
what?
school, man.
Fucking get bonked, huh? Get fucking bonked on.
Got him.
Do you have a
The
heal?
webtoon artists are attacking Blacklight Chat all at once as a group, which is very slimy. Yes, well that's how they're trying to get his channel taken down, because if you get like 3 copyright strikes, you'll have penalties on your channel that you can't remove.
But he could just take them to court, and I doubt they have the juice.
Well, I mean, I doubt he has the juice.
Nice. I don't know, I've heard of like relatively small channels, not like tiny channels, but sort of small channels that, you know, they like there was one guy I was watching, or I used to watch anyway. He would like rent a big apartment and then sublet it, and then do YouTube stuff, and so he'd like barely scrape by with like a standard living with his yeah, what goes up must come down, bitch. So he had a lawyer on retainer. Back you up. I'll back you up. Oh. You know, I feel like if we approach that guy all the way, we're just gonna get ghosted on. Come here.
Get over here.
I wish I had like something to do once they came over to me. Like, oh, I guess I could switch to the even ghosts go down. It is the truth of all gravity. All things all things may not die, but all things go down, even ghosts. It is the undeniable truth. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, that's probably a better move. I guess I have to just... There should be like a big healing spell. I guess we should get more like memory slots for both of us. There's that tower puzzle, then at the round table hold you can buy a memory slot. How many do we have anyway? 4. No, there's definitely more than that. We got the one from the tower puzzle in Liurnia, and then there's a tower puzzle that's like the same thing in whatever like the far end of Caelid is, where it's like not Roddy.
Sure.
Do we jump out here? Is this... I'll go out here and then you don't follow me because this could be the wrong way. And we'll figure it out.
You can let me know.
Okay, so it looks like there's new enemies here, so I guess this is the way. There's like the imps and stuff. And they are not very vulnerable to gravity magic, I must say. Nice. So glad that guy didn't hit you. It's like, oh man, I just like gravity sucked an enemy over to Trisha. Got him. Bullied him.
Hell yeah.
Hey, or Honeydew Willkommen. But unlike Quantum TV, the webtoon artists are attacking Blacklight. Oh, right. As a group, read that. The only one crazy enough to do this is Mr. Repzion. He would sue anyone that dare take down his videos. It's not crazy because you would win, right? Because they're obviously abusing copyright. So.
Well, it depends what kind of judge you get, I suppose. Some judges are just like.
There's really no.
Really sympathetic to like, oh well, they said mean things about you, so. I guess the law doesn't matter.
I would be very skeptical of that actually occurring, but I suppose. Oh wait, what if I suck them off the stairs so they can't get up to us? Huh? Like suck them over there. Yeah. I say gravity is now sideways. Ha ha ha. Boom.
Get him out of here.
There's a guy down there? What are these guys? There's like a little imp statue hiding behind the statue.
Huh.
Okay. I think the lever should be somewhere. Oh wait. Was it through here we had to go? I don't remember. Oh, it is. It was through here. What's the item that was in the room?
Radon soldier ashes.
Oh. Oh, just the soldiers, not the guy with the great bow?
Just the soldiers.
There's a bizarre Ash of War in this game. It's like some guy that used to be the item there, I think. And it's like, it's the great bow guys that snipe you the whole time. If you use the Ash of War on Radon's bow to shoot the gravity arrow rain with the special Radon arrows, he will only once, activate the same ability and use it right after you do. But only once. And then you have to resummon the spirit or whatever to get him to do it again. And it's not a very good move or anything. It's just like, in the description it says, if you do this, he'll do that. And it's the only Spirit Ash I've seen that you can command them to do something. So it's quite interesting. Even if you win lawsuits are really expensive. So that's not necessarily true. So if you had a lawyer on retainer, meaning you're always paying the lawyer in case a lawsuit happens, and then someone takes down your video, you text your lawyer and be like, hey, someone just took down my video erroneously. Serve them with some papers that say we'll sue unless they rescind their claim and settle with us for this amount of money or something.
Where are you, by the way?
And if that escalates into a lawsuit, you're paying your lawyer on retainer. I went to the Boss store. I am, yes, down the stairs from there, as you might expect, just being cool.
Ah, yeah, so cool.
Yes. Are you too cool? Okay. Don't want to give you a chance to flex on me. Devastate me. Alright, so now I guess we have to kill this, whatever this is. Oh god, it's gonna be one of these fucking things.
Oh, come on.
Fuck. That is atrocious.
Yeah. Can you distract it enough for me? Get an Elden scars off?
Oh, that's a good idea. Man. So close to a poise break. guess just keep on dropping Elden Stars. It's the only thing that does enough damage. I don't have, like, the health for this. Yeah, I don't have any flasks. Oh, is he invincible while the Elden Stars going on? So, I was messing around with my holy character for a few minutes earlier, just like casting some spells, and I discovered something interesting. The Elden Stars, if a ceiling is too low underneath you, it will instantly detonate into the nuke. I don't know if that helps anything, because on a bigger boss like this, you kind of could use all the little rain.
That's a tricky boss right there.
Yeah, this is a disaster. How the fuck are we gonna kill this guy?
It would certainly help if we did damage, of course.
Yeah, damage would
but
help.
That's not what this mod is for.
I've heard about damage. I don't know that much about it.
I wish I had leveled up before we went to the boss room.
Well, you keep your runes, right?
No.
Oh.
No, yeah, those are all gone.
Well, I mean, they're in the boss room. They're not gone. Is there some sort of trick for killing these guys? Rotten Tomatoes is finally getting backlash in the normie sphere for taking bribes and changing policies and system to protect certain movies. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I heard. I mean, it's not shocking at all. Everyone kind of knew this already, but it's nice to get the confirmation, I suppose.
So this...
Yet again, the conspiracy theorists are correct.
Yeah, it's like, what's the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth? It's like 2 to 3 months. It's like, it was like a crime in some countries that you'd be imprisoned for if you said the coronavirus was made in a lab, when it's like, it's very feasible. I don't know either way, but like, I know they've had other viruses escape the Wuhan lab.
Yeah, it's
from
like crazy to say
like
that maybe Corona also. Hey,
like,
Jordan, what's that?
It's like, when you have it happen 3 other times, is it like, is it really like, I don't know, like, I'm not saying it's true, it's just like,
I gotta say,
can you really put someone in prison for saying it is? Like, fuck me. My god.
Oh man, it's a good thing I was able to get that off, because it takes so long to cast that. Oh, and I'm dead.
Oh, I rolled into that. I don't know why I did that, but...
I was like roll spamming away, and it just wasn't enough.
The last time I killed this motherfucker, I shot him with like 1,000,000 meteors. I don't think I fought him with like a regular character. Why is this guy so fucking strong? Oh my god. So... Alright, so on our checklist, right? This place... Royal Grave Everjail. Have we been there?
Asking the wrong.
No, we haven't been there. I don't think we have. Let me look up What was it? Royal Grave Catacombs, not War Dead.
Yeah, Jordan says he was just playing the 3DS version of Zelda Ocarina of Time on emulator. Thinks that we should play it. Man, I wish I had picked up those runes.
Everjail. Oh god, that's Carry a Manor. So beat Carry a Manor or beat Radon, I remember now. Redbane Knight set might even be better than what I have. I could get the Meteorite Staff from the Falling Star Beast in Altus Crater to theoretically stop sucking so bad. I always knew because they keep sucking off Disney. It's like possible that it just that's not necessarily indicative of them like being directly paid, because you could just see that they're like spreading the message, and then just support them because you're like on a certain side. But yeah, so can you burn this guy? Is that like how you kill this thing? Do you just like set him on fire? Does he get stunned when he's burning or something?
I don't know, man. I guess it's possible. All I have is faith.
Do you think it'd be easier to beat this guy or to go do Carry a Manor?
Maybe Carry Manor?
You know what? Maybe I'll try one time with Gravity Well, especially since I did pick up my runes on the last attempt because they were right by the door. So I'll try Gravity Well and see if that's like, I don't know, super, because it casts really fast. If that does a lot of poise damage, maybe we could like put him in a nice stun lock, drop a bunch of nukes on him.
Yeah, maybe.
That really is like a biblical nuke. That's like the Sodom and Gomorrah, like.
Yes, God wills it.
One of the heads of Rotten Tomatoes was a former Disney head. Yeah, okay, well that does. Oh, maybe you should have gone in first to just drop a.
Well, the first thing I have to do is just like dodge or
Oh Jesus.
fuck this. Got one. He's gonna come after me. Got. Let's see.
He's looking at me.
Ah! Oh fuck. Just like my full health bar. Okay. Let's drop some nukes. No.
Nice. Got stamina back. Alright, this should be a stagger. What is this? His like phase 2 or something? Oh good, he like relaxes for a second after he does that big explosion. Oh no, he's staggered, okay. No. Am I grabbed? Yeah, I am grabbed. Okay, so he's invincible while he grabs. Alright, so Gravity Well went much better. But, Alright, so this is like possible. Could you maybe try Oot for 1 or 2 streams and see how you like it? Just keep in mind, it does get darker 1/3 in. Not as dark as Minion Master, but still.
You're so goofy.
No, you.
Treat Zelda with respect.
Hey, Neever. What's going on? Man. Minion Master. That was some cool shit. That was the abbreviation in Guild Wars for necromancer who used death magic to get minions. You get like 20 minions, and then everyone would like buff them and stuff, and they'd attack the bosses in cutscenes because they were kind of janky. How about you go in first and just drop an Elden Stars?
I think that's a terrible idea.
I think there's time.
Because it'll go after whoever enters first, and it takes a long time to cast it, so I need to really position myself.
Alright, if you, yeah, alright, whatever. If that's your truth. Oh, nice. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, yeah.
So it takes about that long to cast it.
Mm.
Yeah. Take that. Got him.
Hey, Basil. Yeah, that was one of my favorites, Minion Master. It was just such a cool concept. Although MMOs in general suck, because it's just like a worse version of an RPG, you know? And it's like, oh, there's a social aspect. And it's like, no, but it could be a good game that has multiplayer. It's not like, it doesn't have to be this like terrible camera angle and like toxic social thing. Alright. I guess we'll go for another shot. I don't know, I don't have like anything I could like, a consumable I could use. Uses FP to scatter sparks in a wide area.
Red main fire putts. You want to throw those?
I'm curious, like.
Oh, I got turtlenecks. You want some turtlenecks?
Literal neck of a turtle. Putrid tree spirit, right?
I have freezing, grease, and magic grease.
No, it's ulcerated.
Magic bolts.
Ulcerated tree spirit. Jesus Christ. And they really make it a huge pain in the ass to block the ads on the wiki.
Yeah.
Hide something on the page. Thing on this, the whole sidebar like doesn't want you to hide. Okay. Should stream blocking Oh, there it is. Who's the victor? I have 2 ad blockers. I think it was, yeah, ad block plus. Annihilated.
Nuked.
Okay, so they're vulnerable to fire, but not enough from my memory. They're 40% resistant to holy. They have no physical resistance, so I should be doing like lots of damage, but I'm not. I mean, I guess I am, but it just doesn't matter because they're just this insane like damage thing. They just do like retard fuck amount of damage. Okay, yeah, I'll give it another shot.
Okie dokie. Right behind you, babe.
Oh Jesus, how did I manage to find the one obstruction to... This is actually super high DPS, it's just... Oh my god. What the fuck was I stuck on? It seems so random whether or not it'll just decide to kill you or not.
Take this.
Doing a marathon of all FromSoft games, from Softborn series that I have, and I have to get Elden, and I want to get Elden Ring already. Oh, you don't already have it?
Oh yeah, this one's the best one. Legitimately.
With how often Yu-Gi-Oh used Blue Eyes, I think the writers was somewhat regretting not making it his signature monster. Oh, like Yugi the character not having his signature monster be Blue Eyes?
Blue Eyes is obviously the better one.
Yeah.
Or I guess the idea is they wanted to use, like, the underdog monster.
What the fuck happened with, like, the design of that... the whole thing?
You wanna clarify?
His deck, it's like, how did that become the, how did the... Oops, no. This... How did his, signature monster somehow become the Dark Magician instead of Summon Skull? Because Summon Skull is just flat.
It's so much better.
Yeah, I mean, you can add cards to the game later to make Dark Magician good by, like, oh, you can use this card that says, if you have a Dark Magician on the field, destroy all of your opponent's cards and then beat up his mom, too. Just punch her in the face. The card's so good, right? But, like, the card itself, it's just, like, it has no effects, and neither does Summon Skull. But Summon Skull costs 1 sacrifice, Dark Magician costs 2, and it's 2,500. They're both 2,500. It's like...
Yeah.
There's also, like, a crazy amount of, There's a huge flaw with the whole design of Yu-Gi-Oh! That I was thinking about recently when I was playing, I've been playing the game quite a bit, and there's a huge design flaw with the, like, one design philosophy flaw, which is, it's possible for your opponent to be cheating with so many different things. It's like, look through your deck for this specific creature with this specific amount of stars, and then don't show it to your opponent, just put it in your hand. And it's like, well, how do you know that they picked the right one? How, they could make a mistake and then be cheating for the whole game and invalidate the whole game.
Oh yeah, it super encourages cheating.
And then it's like
gambling.
And then it's the whole thing of, like, there's some cards you can set and some cards, like, I don't know. It's just like
Anyway.
In Magic, there's one type of creature that can be turned face down. That's it. It's called a morph creature. It was from one set, and it was multiple different creatures would have the same effect that you could summon them for 3 mana, and they'd be a 2/2, and they go face down. And they all morph is one effect. There's no differentiation, and then the only difference is when you flip it up. You can use some effect on revealing it, but it shows the cost on revealing it. So you can't be making a mistake when you say something is a morph creature unless it isn't a morph creature, which would be, It's also kind of rare to have a morph creature because it's only from one set. So it was oftentimes a joke when people go like, "Oh, this is a morph creature, defend me. Haha, I don't lose." That and I block with my forests, but anyway. I don't even know what my wondrous physic does. I just hope it does something useful.
What did you put in it?
I don't know. Oh, you fucking little bitch. I can't see shit in this tiny ass arena. Am I drinking? What's happening?
Oh god.
Are you dead already?
No, by some miracle I'm not.
Oh, he's fire breath. I don't know what you're gonna do about it because I don't know how to dodge it. But how did he hit you?
He just whacked me.
I just saw damage appear. I didn't see him actually do anything.
I guess it's a little bit different on your screen.
I don't know. His whole body is just like, what the fuck? God damn it! This is such a piece of shit enemy.
Yeah, they make it hard specifically by putting him in like such a tiny arena.
Doesn't even seem like he's supposed to be in this arena.
Probably originally wasn't.
There's a bunch of tree spirits in catacombs. I know this is the one that's supposed to be here, but normally, like when you're collecting your spells, right? They're all staggerable enemies because a lot of your spells have to do with staggering.
Mm-hmm.
What in the fuck are you supposed to do against this guy? Like, what of my...
Let's go down sometimes, but there's no riposte.
I mean, it's always better just do Elden stars.
Yeah.
Is there some way of like easily cheesing this guy? I mean, he takes tons of damage from the gravity spells. It's just like he has a fucking million health.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is, but this is garbage.
Poise, break it, Lamau.
Poise, break it, Lamau.
Or use big AoE spell, as though we're not doing that.
Poise, break it, Lamau. So, it is possible that we're having more trouble because we're playing together.
Oh, because, like, its health is extra?
Its health is extra. It's also much more difficult to poise break stuff in this mod. I doubt I could beat it alone, though.
Alright. Well, then we gotta work with what we got. Elden Stars is poo, gas, and PvE, sadly. Well, yes.
Okay, all this shit is so fucking stupid. Let me, clogging up all these slots. Okay, I'm gonna swap this in for the flask so I can get to my health or magic faster. So I only have to use this once. You can see the poise bar. It doesn't exactly look great.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, did you die?
Somehow, that fire breath reached me, and it just one-shots, even if a little tiny puff hits you. Very
So, I guess let's do carry a manor then.
Yeah, okay.
Who knows, maybe... oh, you know what? Carry a manor should give meteor shower, so then it would be easy to kill this guy.
Oh, yeah. Alright, cool.
Elden Stars is poo gas and PvE, sadly. I don't think so. We're playing a mod, so you're probably thinking of the Elden Stars from the base game. At the end of this one, it does a nuke that does 2,000 damage.
Alright, so what
Road.
place are we going to?
The road to the manor. So we have to beat... We have to beat Loretta,
Oh,
and-
Loretta would be easy.
and then we have to go through Fingerland.
No, not Fingerland. I don't want to get fingered.
Ugh.
Wait for me.
Oh, I don't know.
Aw.
Maybe they'll stop shooting if I get over there. Oh. Do you have the heal spell?
I don't. Or I don't have, like,
You don't have the memory stones. Okay. So why don't we get you an extra memory slot?
I was gonna say I don't have the heal follower type thing. It's just like a quick heal for myself.
You don't have Erdtree heal?
Gertrude heal?
Yeah. That's what I said. Gertrude Hill. Erdtree heal right there.
Oh.
So, I guess there's that.
Yeah, you know what? I guess it was X'd out before because I didn't have the faith, so I didn't even look at it.
And you do have the faith now?
I do have the faith now. Can't level up, unfortunately, but...
Oh, well. I just found this item on the floor over there.
I mean, I can break runes to level up, but...
I think it's appropriate we split a fat hero's rune.
Sure.
That's like about as much as we lost fighting that god-awful boss.
It was awful.
I don't know. Just dump it into intelligence, I suppose. Ugh. Fingerland. You know, there's all this like stupid lore stuff about Carrier Manor. It's like, oh, they had the Carrier Knights. Ooh, fast spells. What an innovation. Ooh. But when it comes down to it and you go to their manor, they had a bunch of finger monsters, so they're retarded. And that's really just all there is to it. They're just really stupid. Because only really stupid people...
Shiny.
Speaking of...
It was worth the joke.
It's like when you can make your own minions and you're like, yeah, I think that's what I'd like them to look like.
Oh, I actually need those, the somber stones, to level up my dagger.
Oh, well, do you want to go level
Or
up
the
your...
somber smithing stones, yeah.
You need regular somber stones?
Well, I assume I need...
What level is your dagger
Where
right
are
now?
you going?
To the road to the manor?
Why?
Because that guy sells infinite?
He sells infinite somber?
Yes. Even in the base game. Funnily enough, those aren't fingers. Them is spooters. Okay. If they're spiders, they should have left them looking like spiders. Because now they look disgusting. Spiders already don't look great, but that is definitely not an improvement. Never in the history of mankind has someone been like, oh, you know, that creature doesn't look good, but I think I could improve it by making them look like fingers. This is the not the true way. I suppose I can improve my rift shield, although it doesn't seem to do anything for me. Okay. Whoa. You only need 3 for each weapon. Oh, you need large somber. Okay. So let's go back.
Well, I upgraded it.
Oh,
Where
okay,
are you
good.
going?
The manor. Shields are pretty handy for fighting hands.
But
Yeah.
hit the nail on the head there.
Nail?
Like nails on fingers.
Oh, ew. Do that, I guess. Alright. Okay. Absolutely disgusting. Should be destroyed. This is...
Kill all fingers.
You know there's people with hand fetishes? Like foot fetishes, but hands?
Well, lucky for them, hand jobs are pretty common.
Enlightening. They take a lot of gravity damage. So I guess there's that. I guess it's physical
Yeah, it
damage,
makes
right?
sense for the deepest lore.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard that if you drop a brick on a hand, it'll break, so... Seems like hands in real life are vulnerable to physical damage. Although, I've never had my hands destroyed by a beam of light, so... I guess there's that. Disgusting. Ah. They're like... being fingers. This is just terrible.
Ugh, how dare they exist.
Yes. How dare they? They should all be blast from this earth. Ew. Stop existing. Go down.
All things go down.
Some things, like this guy over here, are immortal. But all things go down.
So, why are you standing on a chair, huh?
I think he's supposed to be sitting, but he's not that good.
Lady Red. you
Not
all
that good at
favor
stuff.
you. I pray for your house's swift revival. Shine.
Did he actually say the part about the full moon?
Yeah.
Oh. Wait, is that how simple it is to get through this area? I always went like... in a really weird route. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Large smithing stone over here.
I'm gonna go do something not necessarily advised.
Why would you do that?
This is the easiest time I've ever had killing these guys.
Yeah.
Gravity works really well on them.
This mod makes walking around super easy, and then boss fights super long.
You know, I don't know if that's an entirely accurate assessment, but if it is, that's definitely a good, like, way to do things. Boss fights should be hard and take a long time, and,
Boss fights should also be fun.
yeah.
Whee!
So I guess I was gonna ask if you could heal me. I guess that's a no. Did you rest?
Yeah.
Okay. You wanna... Wow, did that hit? Wait, what is that? Do you wanna heal us?
Sure.
Wow, you can hit
I
from
can go over you, but you're kind of running away. Ooh. Got him.
So, somewhere there's like a place to drop off, right? And then...
Yeah.
And then you can get the Sword of Night and Flame, or, in this mod, it's the Sword of the Cosmos, which looks way cooler.
Sweet.
Ow. It's not there, is it? No, it's like super early you can jump off. I'm gonna go back and look for it. Feel free to get the next Grace, though. I think it's close.
Yeah, there's an elevator over here.
God, of all the magical, like, servants you could have. Fingers. Ah, there we go. There's some lab trying to make artificial humans without using sperm or eggs.
That sounds like a bad idea.
It does. It's just like, at what point in your career do you just think like, man, if someone murdered me with a knife, they would be a hero, maybe I should not do this. Like, if someone just stabbed me to death, people would think of them as a hero. And it's like, maybe...
Maybe you shouldn't do that thing.
Maybe I'm doing a bad thing. Maybe I should stop it. Dex by 1? Okay, so then I could... With this knightly helm, I could wield the Sword of Night and Flame. Or the Sword of the Cosmos. What does this do? Isn't this fucking cool?
That is very cool and I like it.
Yeah. So... Now where the fuck am I? No. You fucking bitch. The worst enemies. Oh god, this is awful. That is not at all the buttons that I pressed, but whatever. You just fucking died, Jesus Christ. Disgusting. It's like someone spent their entire day making multiple days making creatures for this game, and they all look fucking disgusting. Imagine this being your job. You have to make people, you have to make this and then subject people to look at it. It's just the most fucking awful creatures. Ugh. And animate them to move.
Yeah. Who came up with that idea? Why fingers?
I don't know. Some people that have like a foot fetish also have a hand fetish.
Do you think that was the reason? Fetishes?
Because
they kind of look as ugly as hands could look.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. This is just, they're just awful. Maybe it's a Japanese thing. Maybe like hands are extra scary or something. There's like the master hand in Smash. So I'm a big fan of this sword. It seems very cool.
Sweet. Well then, let us go and fuck up.
I'd like to do that. Where the fuck am I?
You just have to go to the elevator, come up.
Yeah, I'll just go to the elevator.
Yeah, just go to the elevator.
Yeah, I'll just go the right. So just go the correct way, is what you're saying? Just go the right way?
Yeah, just
just go the right way.
You see the door, and then there's an elevator in the door.
Okay, yeah, go to the door. Yeah.
I mean.
Thanks. It's great.
There's
it's
only
good.
one.
There's only one door. Yeah. It's just one.
Yep.
You send the elevator back down for me?
Yes, it did.
Aw.
I'm very thoughtful. Alright. Don't rest though, because I killed the wolves out here that that were aggroed, and there's a golden seed you can pick up beforehand.
Oh, that's right.
That wolf won't get aggroed so long as you slow walk. Or that, yeah. Alright. Add extra charges to our flasks and get ready for a boss of fighting, huh?
Yeah, maybe I'll go level up this sword. It seems to do a decent amount of damage. Also, fighting giant hands in Star Fox and Mario 64. I don't remember the hands in Mario 64. I remember Andross has, like, hands. Like the final boss. Of all the weird fetishes people are into, I feel like feet is pretty harmless. Yes. Yeah, that's fair. Also, welcome to the chat, the pharmacist. Oh, I can upgrade my staff. Yeah, I guess I should, right? Oh, maybe that was a bad idea to upgrade the sword. Whatever. Now, is there some way to change the Ash of War on my shield? Let's not torture ourselves with, like, tracking down that fucking merchant. I don't really think it makes sense that you have to find the Ash of War for no skill. Got a story about a furry. It's too long to type though, even if I did, some nuance would be lost. I've heard of this thing where both men and women will arrange a snuggle in advance.
Struggle? Snuggle?
I think they're talking about
Rape fetish?
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. That's
not health. Yeah. I don't know. Some people, I feel like I often see people's like opinions on stuff and don't quite think that they've got it all figured out, but I think sometimes I feel like people are further degrees in the way of correct. Like Michael Knowles is like Catholic, right? And so he's like, you shouldn't indulge all of your like
impulses.
Yeah, like you shouldn't, those are bad to indulge. And then like, but that logic goes through to like, god damn it, we did a lot of damage there.
Well, mostly you.
Well, you stopped him from hitting me.
Yeah. Suppose I did.
Ah, this guy. That is unacceptable. Oh, this does so much more damage than the sword.
Man.
I wonder what the poise damage is on this thing, though.
Ah.
I was thinking of these guys as being headless because I just didn't think of the helmet as like making sense as like his head.
He hurt me by yelling.
Troll Knight Sword.
Hey, come here, I'll heal you.
Oh. Nice.
It all comes back anyway, so I might as well.
Oh, do you have your aura on?
My aura?
I guess you don't have it equipped. Well, this guy's got gold eyes. I guess he gives extra experience. Get fucking gravitied. Oh, got a fight on our hands, huh? What's over here? Just nothing?
If you want to go down there and talk to the jars, that's what's
Huh.
down there.
I've never done that. Never talk to the jars. A bizarre scenario. So I guess really if I want to beat the boss, I just shoot them with gravity well, not use the fancy sword.
Yeah, should I go for the ground break or just at more Elden stars?
Just Elden stars, I think.
Okay.
Oh, let me flask up. Oh, I should try and like.
Get nuked, bitch. Got her.
Yeah, this is like no poise damage compared to her health. Ooh.
Got her.
That was way fucking easier.
Yeah.
That was way easier than the fucking ulcerated piece of shit. Drag queen story time next stream.
Madam, will you put on lipstick and wear a dress for the message?
Yeah, no. Pick up dexterity by 1 so I can use the sword. And then oh, that's all I can put up? Okay. It's like deciding stuff that I can't even put back on my fancy hat. Wow, that's so distracting. Yeah. I do hate being in a situation where like my best option is just to spam a fast spell. Yeah. I want to get it. I want to be able to replace gravity well, but it's just like it costs so little. It does like a lot of damage. The hand boss is in Shifting Sandland inside the pyramid. I don't remember that at all. I'm actually fairly hedonistic. I knew from the start that I don't want kids when I was 20, so I tried to get a vasectomy, but the fucking doctor wouldn't do it. I mean, that's probably responsible of the doctor. Because I don't know.
Very rare for a doctor to turn down work, so...
It used to be more common, right?
Right.
But gotten less so, I suppose. Lots of doctors are glad to chop wieners off and stuff. But it is like... It's like, on one hand, it's responsible to get a vasectomy, and on the other hand, it's like, you don't really know what life holds for you.
Yeah. Certainly a lot of people who are like, I'm never gonna get married, I don't believe in marriage, and then they actually find a girl that they like, and then get married, but it's already too late because they plan to not have kids.
Yeah, like, what if you...
It's not uncommon at all.
What if one day you're just like, you do really well, you get like a trucking job or whatever, just because you like driving, you like listening to audiobooks, and you just like listening to stories and whatever, and then, you know, you stop at this truck stop, and there's this this girl at the truck stop. She looks all disheveled and like tired and stuff, and she looks like she needs to talk to someone, and so you go like, well, you know what, I'll talk to this girl. She looks like she could use converse. Oh, okay. That's over here. It's just not marked on my map because I haven't gone there yet. It's like, I'll talk to this girl, right? And so you talk to her, and she's like, you know, she's like not quite sure what she's doing with life, and she's like visiting her parents that are like sick and they need the help, you know. She keeps on going back and forth, and you get to talking to her. And you're like, oh, this is a pretty cool chick, and then, like, you know, you think you're not going to see her again, but then you're on the same route, you're at the same truck stop, and you're thinking about her, and then she goes, oh, hey, from behind, right? And then you're like, oh, man, it's a sign, let's go out, or whatever. And you're doing well with your trucking job, and you have, like, a car and whatever, and then, like, your brothers... Took a poo-poo?
Well, it shows me... Okay, that's fine.
Then your brother's got, like, all these, like, cars, and he's like, man, I wish I had a place in, like, this state to, like, store them. I would pay someone to store my cars, but, like, I can't trust people not to have, like, climate control or whatever. And so you buy, like, a property that has a garage on it, and then, like, you know, because you have the money to invest, and his brother's, like, your brother's flipping these cars, right? And then, you know, all of a sudden you got this house on this property, and then you're going out with this girl, and you're like, oh, why don't we go check out the house? And there's like, you know, it's kind of nice or whatever, and you're just kind of like, oh, you know, it works out for her, like, work if she has, like, a place sort of, like, in that area. So she's like, oh, I'll just, like, why don't you just stay here and whatever. Then you come home one time, and you're like, from your long trip, and she's like cooking something, and you see her in the window, and you're like, man, that's kind of an okay sight to come home to. And then she's like, oh, welcome home. And you're like, oh, shit, someone welcoming me home or whatever. And then you're like, I better propose to this bitch. And then you're just like standing there, you know, drinking coffee one morning after a good old round of fucking. And you're looking out at the backyard, and you're like, man, it might be kind of cool to see some kids playing out there. And then you're like, oh, fuck, I got a vasectomy. And then she breaks up with you because she wants to have children and you can't. And then you're all alone. Alternatively, you didn't get a vasectomy, and then everything works out fine. And you're just imploding.
He says, I got
Heaving
married a few
and
years
distorting.
after that. She knew right away I didn't want kids, neither did she. Marriage didn't work out, though. She was a hateful bitch at the end. Makes sense why neither of you wanted kids then. If you're secretly hating each other. I'm sorry it didn't work out, guy. My dude, my man.
Yeah, it's...
I hope you find some better bitch.
Yeah. I hope you find some better bitches. No, that does suck. It's, you know, it's fucking hard because when you're looking for a girl, or I guess a partner, you have no experience at it, right? And if you fuck it up, it'll like ruin your life. But
Only sometimes.
there's no like training. There's no like it's like theoretically everyone should be like teaching their kids to be the kind of people that people want to marry.
Yeah,
and you should
be training kids to be absolute fucking studs.
Right, you should be
Shaticus Rexes, just.
Yeah. So theoretically, everyone
is that kid with the backpack.
So theoretically, everyone should be teaching their kids to be the kind of people that you'd want to. You would want your kids to marry, and then you should be teaching your kids how to look. It's all the way on the right side of the map. You should be teaching.
Why are we going there?
Because we need more memory slots. And theoretically, you should be teaching your kids how to look for partners and stuff, but I don't know, it doesn't really happen. And like, okay, getting rid of that. No, keep that. What do we got? Surround your body with the gravitational field. Oh, there's gravity armor. I already have that. Collapsing stars. Okay, definitely need meteorite. Implosion. Conjure an area of gravitational energy. All right. Well, let's see what the extended description of these is. Produce a field of gravity that violently pulls nearby enemies towards you. Charging increases the size and the damage of the gravity field. Well, I don't even know if I really want to suck people in necessarily. Let's go find one of these ridiculously overpowered midgets. See what happens to them.
Not overpowered anymore.
Oh, I can use this on a horse. What on earth? He's getting knocked back, not pulled in. So it's like Wrath of God, but sucky? That's a weird spell. Okay, so that's like good for a melee build if you have a staff in your offhand and you want to like beat people up. I could see that. But not what I need right now. Distortion field and then rock heave. Okay, so let's see what distortion field says. Oh no, it said create a field of gravity. But what the fuck does that mean? Hold on, I should read the description.
I think it's the same thing as like Sacred Ground, where it's just constantly doing.
While in the area, all physical damage you deal is increased by 5%, your casting speed is increased by 30%, and your physical absorption is increased by 10%.
Oh, that's interesting.
Enemies in the area will be knocked away, and enemy spells will be deflected from the area. That's awesome.
Well then, I guess we should test it on a boss.
And then rock heave is... I assume that's like a high poise damage. Yeah, just makes rocks go up. Let's give it a shot. And that's nothing even close to what I need. Yeah, that's not even in the same realm as the damage I need to deal to take care of that. The kid is not why the things fell apart, by the way. There's no cheating either. Just turned into a bad relationship.
No, I mean, I didn't assume that. I was just saying that because you didn't like each other, it would contribute to not wanting to have kids with them.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm no...
I mean, some people will just, like, get comfortable together, but they don't really like each other that much. They just, like, settle.
There's the tower. Yeah, I don't know. I see that. I've seen that a bunch of times where like people just kind of they're not happy,
but they don't like do anything to change or improve the relationship because they're just like, this is just how it is.
And then they'll like impose it on other people, right? They'll be like, you know, we've had that encounter before where it was like,
yeah.
I don't know.
You shouldn't expect to be happy in your relationship.
Someone was recounting a story to this like someone else, right? They were like, "Oh, I was talking to so and so," and they weren't directly talking to me. It was like a group conversation, and they were like asking for advice or something from. Okay, so this is another tower where you can't get inside because the rule to the riddle is broken. And so you have to like use the gravity jump thingy to get into the tower. Ugh, I missed.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're supposed to jump to. There's like a balcony, I think, at the far end. Yeah, it's over here, I think. Yeah. I don't know if you...
I wasn't looking at your screen, if that's what you're asking.
I thought maybe I could open the front door, but I guess not. It's like towards the... Oh yeah, you got it. It's like you have to drop down like from... There's like a balcony on that part of the building underneath.
I don't see anything.
Send the elevator back down for you.
Oops. Alright, well.
Oh, but yeah, it was kind of it was weird. They were like, someone was asking for advice on like how to make a relationship work out or whatever, and they were like, oh well, you know, you shouldn't. It's like what Adam and Trisha have is, you know, beautiful or whatever, but you shouldn't strive for that. It's like, I don't really. I don't know. It's not like I don't know. Whenever it was so. You have to get inside. So, if you look down, on the actually, I think it's maybe it's that, or flip to the right. Where's the spirit spring?
There.
Okay, so then it's right there, over off that ledge. There should be a balcony underneath you. Yeah. There you go. Now you're inside. Oh, I gotta make sure I'm ready for your arrival. You know, just being cool. Just hanging out, being cool. And the eyes really pop. It's good. Nice and magical looking. I should make it look like I'm leaning on the wall. Yeah. But I thought it was so weird. Because they were kind of in a relationship that just seemed like they weren't happy.
It's like a relationship based on convenience rather than love and genuine care for each other, I suppose.
It seemed like they were both like really They're both really like overweight and like it kind of seemed like they were just trapped with each other. And then they were
Both
like,
very cynical.
yeah, and they were like really cynical of like relationships and stuff. And like, I don't know. Trisha made me some like cute shirt that had us on it. Like she drew a thing and then I made it into a shirt for me and whatever. I don't know. It's not like we did it like. Whenever I like remember that story, it's always so weird because I don't feel like I was so uchi gucci goo with you. You know, I don't. We didn't do anything like crazy. We weren't like squee and like you know doing handstands and shit.
I was just thinking.
Just being cool, guys. Okay. So now that I have Meteor, theoretically we could take on the guy in the war dead catacombs.
Sure.
Wow, we're so close to it. It's just like on the other side of a giant mountain. Welcome back. Or as the Germans say, willkommen.
Compatibility has to be there. The good has to outweigh the bad. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. It seemed like they were both like just not. It was weird. It's just like a lot of like. I don't know. They would like talk about celebrities they wanted to fuck, and they would like use those words, not like, "Oh, I love him. He's such a good actor." It was like, "No, I want to fuck him." It's like.
I always get like really weirded out by that.
I'm glad, by the way, because I always found that to be so disgusting. It's like.
Like, I understand discussing if an actor is, like, objectively attractive or whatever, but for those girls who are, like, completely swooning over them like a teenager while they're dating someone else, that's bizarre.
Yeah. Or the list thing, where it's like, you can cheat as long as it's these people or something.
I hate that.
It has always disturbed me. Such a bizarre concept. But yeah, I don't know what they were seeing in our relationship that was so ideal that they were like, "Ugh."
Don't strive for that. It's unrealistic.
Because it's not like you know, I'm not complaining or anything, but it's just like I don't know what they were seeing that was so
over the top.
It was so great that they were like, I cannot bear this. Yeah, not too far. Classic.
That was quick. As it turns out, this boss is still a absolute motherfucker.
Yeah. I don't really see this mod having a really good solution for... Like, they got rid of the you can cast infinite spells for, like, expiration effect. But I don't really see them having...
Plays something I am familiar with. You're not familiar with Elden Ring, man? The game of the year? A year ago?
Sorry, what was I saying?
Yeah, you talking about stuff. I hope that cleared it up for you.
Yeah, so the they wanted to
be your weapon upgrade levels. Well, I can't really upgrade it anymore without more Somber.
So they got rid of the hidden tier as like a thing, right? They changed the effect to 50%. It's really in hidden tier. Let's try that instead of this. Spare you the killing random boss thing for it. Okay. So we'll try that. I'm gonna cast this. I don't know. I guess I have to cast Distortion Field like closer to where the boss will be, but.
Do you think you can poison this boss? I can put out a bunch of poison clouds.
Yeah, I think you can, but will we live long enough for it to die of poison?
I don't know. Probably not with how much health he has.
So the flask I should drink right before, so I don't know, maybe I'll run in, cast Distortion Field, drink the flask, and then Meteor? Is that even gonna happen in time? Give it a shot, right?
See how that gets me. Oh fuck. I don't think you like my Elden stars.
I tried to fucking roll, but... So what the fuck, like...
That bitch. Yeah, my damage output is just quite not enough.
Jordan, play Hello Kitty Island Adventure. You'll love it.
Oh my god. Hello Kitty Island Adventure, dude? We should stream that one.
If you're implying that I'm baby, first off, rude. Second, big Metroid fan.
We are
here.
all baby.
I'm baby.
If Hello
Hi,
Kitty
I'm
Island
Marcus
Adventure makes you a baby, then I am big baby.
It's like the Matrix thing is like, hi, I'm Lana Wazowski. And I'm baby, you're baby.
You're
We're all
baby. I identify as a baby. Alrighty. Well, I'm doing all the damage I can possibly do. As of now, anyway.
Yeah.
I suppose I could go on a scavenger hunt to collect smithing stones, but, you know.
No, I mean, I guess really the way this has to be done is just like using the basic gravity spell. 'Cause, I mean, got the distortion field. Would make that do more damage, I guess. Yeah.
Your audio is cutting out. That's not good.
Your audio is cutting out? I don't know. Is it actually cutting out, or is it just me like randomly pausing in the middle of my sentences? Because I do that too.
Yeah, he does that, but I don't know.
I'll try not to do that, and then you let me know if it has stopped. Last thing I heard was her saying "Hello Kitty." Oh, maybe it's just because Trisha's far away.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't suppose there's any, like, anything on the streaming thing that we're using that tries to filter out background noise.
No.
Because that's always a super annoying effect that just completely cuts out people talking.
Are you using the meteorite staff by itself? No, I don't have the meteorite staff. I would like to get it. This is, again, we're playing a modded version of the game, so this is like a different thing. It's like, gravity, affinity, digger staff, etc. Whereas in the regular game, it just helped digging sorceries. I'm only hearing like one syllable and then it goes silent. Really? Let me mute the mic and listen.
It's pretty. I don't suppose there's any, like, anything on the streaming thing that we're using that tries to filter out background noise.
No.
Because that's always a super annoying effect that just completely cuts out people talking.
Yeah, just listen. It sounds fine. It probably is a you problem.
Maybe he just has shitty internet.
Yeah. Ian McClellan has roasted the woke Lord of the Rings reboot. Thank God.
Shouldn't everybody?
Yes. Oh.
Shouldn't we all just come out and be like, hey, stop?
It's
Stop
just
that.
like it has one purpose, and that's to like just humiliate people with European heritage and just be like, no, it's wrong that you have anything related to European stuff. You should just not. We would like to stop you. And like when the fucking Rings of Power was launching, like the FBI was like saying that extremists read the original books. It's like,
Yeah, that was fucking crazy, huh?
yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really see what they're even thinking with this, the whole thing. Like, maybe it's just because it's seamless co-op that I can't stagger these things, and they're supposed to be staggered. But I don't really like. I guess I'll try it one time alone and see if it's like possible to stagger them.
Okay.
But I don't even like.
That's how you feel, babe.
Shut up. I just don't think that this was really well thought out. They were just like, oh, more health is good. And then they got rid of the thing that would normally allow you to kill the boss, which is the hidden tier plus like a big spell. Now it just doesn't seem like it's really doable with magic. Like, you just don't have any tools that could do it. So that's actually a lot of poise damage, but you still have to be like very lucky. If neither of you have played the Portal games, you must. Yeah.
Adam won't play with me.
Won't play Portal with you?
I remember I asked you if you wanted to like play Portal at one point, and you were like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like you.
Yeah, they're dumb and also gay. No, I would. I don't care. I would play Portal. I just.
Well, if you wouldn't have fun, I wouldn't want you to play Portal if you wouldn't have fun. The whole point of co-op is to have fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll do it or whatever. It's fine. So that's like, I guess, more similar to what you would need, but even still, it just has too much. Like, even like an off the start meteor shower that, like, I guess I could start it earlier than that, but it's just like.
Yeah. What about Undertale? I do have Undertale, and I do want to play it. All that being said, I'm a little bit miffed that they don't let you use a controller to play Undertale. You have to use, like, the arrow keys on a keyboard. A little bit annoying. But I do want to play it at some point. I played through, like, the first part, and it just wouldn't let me use anything other than the arrow keys. Yeah. You use controller? I don't know. Maybe they had some sort of update?
I was promised a Devil May Cry stream soon.
That's true.
Well, I guess
DMC.
So.
Let's see how much cringe we can get through.
Well, once we're done with this, we still have to finish Vampires the Masquerade Bloodlines.
Yeah, that's true. I joked about alternating between, like, Vampires the Masquerade and DMC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then this Elden Ring mod seems so fun, so.
Yeah, he was really excited about playing it. And I don't think it would take too long to get through the Convergence. No cringe. Real Dante, real Verger. There's a config menu on the title screen. Yeah, but I tried that and it just didn't work, so. I looked it up and other people said that it didn't work for them either, so I just assumed that that was just how it was. Then again, I tried to play it on my old laptop, so maybe that also had something to do with it. I don't know. That was back when I had my MacBook, and I had Steam on my Mac. Ew.
Trisha has ascended.
Yeah, I have the right equipment now for playing games. Luigi Mansion 1 would be good for a Halloween stream. Probably beat the game in one sitting.
Yeah. So I feel bad just like cheating to kill this boss, but I don't really think it's super doable. I guess I could have like a fire melee weapon and whatever, but I don't want to have to like make a new character so that I can get the abilities for this character, you know? Like I could just roll around with like a melee weapon, I guess, but nah, kinda, you know. I'll try one more. We'll see. God damn it. So much poise. So fast generation. Just crazy random hitboxes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about this. I'll try with the nope. I'll try with the gravity well, see if it works. I wish you could turn off the increased poise thing with seamless co-op, because it, like on a boss like this, the only way to beat it is to play it alone. Like it's so much harder in co-op, so it's like it just kind of it turns it into like just not fun. It's like instead of struggling together, it's like the obvious solution is just that's not even nearly enough. Yeah. So we'll just turn on the one-shot kill script, I guess. Alright. And then we can resurrect this and fight it later, I guess. But I think we've spent like hours trying to get these spells, and I have decided it's not worth my fucking time. As I think, like what they want to do with the mod, I guess, is to, I don't know, make stuff harder by getting rid of the hidden tier and making stuff have more health and etc. But it doesn't really work. Not with this boss. It's just a terrible boss. Oh, look at that. Best spell in the game. Okay. So then I get the... Got the spells. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, Meteorite of Estel, I guess, would have made it happen, but I don't know. It's just not doable. You need to just be a melee character for that boss to even function. It's such a terrible boss. So where are we going?
I don't know. I'm not even there.
No, I know. But where should I go and then summon you to? Let's do Stormvale.
Sure. I love that dwarf.
so stupid. He's like, my dog is so lazy, but then, like, he never wants to run around. Like, he'll just go outside and, like, survey the area. Like, even when, like, people are like, oh, well, he's old now. And it's like, he's 1. Like, people would say that when he was, like, a year old.
Yeah.
He was never actually too old. He was just always a lazy dog. But then he'll go straight to sleep and then start running in his sleep. Like, he's playing in his sleep. Like, he like, doesn't want to actually run around outside. He just wants to play, like, video games of running around outside. His equivalent of just going to sleep. Oh, I should put on these spells. Yeah, that boss is such fucking cancer. Oh, I should take off the script for insta-kills. That boss is such awful cancer. Like, I don't know how you're supposed to... Like, I could beat him alone, maybe, but it's taking forever. And it's like... I don't know, we just spent too much time, like, just wasting time on that garbage boss. Meteor Sling. Alright, now we're talking. I guess that'll replace my gravity well.
Did you already get the golden seed over here?
I believe I did. Alright, so let's see what this is. So we've got... Well, I guess we'll well, actually, I have Cosmic Tunnel now.
Ah, nice.
And then... What do we got? Meteor Sling? Oh, so like just a rock sling, but moves to the left instead of the right. And, No. Need my move juice. I assume, yeah, so it's just like running, but invisible. So it depends on momentum, it says. That's how fast you'll move. So I assume the best momentum you can get is just like sprinting. Oh, fuck. Can't, oh, well, maybe you can double cast. I don't know. No, I can't. So theoretically, if you were like if I can get more people to vouch for it, maybe we can get an Ocarina of Time stream happening. I would play Majora's Mask, but I'm not really interested in any of the other ones. Or maybe the new ones. Like Breath of the Wild, everyone's like, oh my god, this game obviously copying Breath of the Wild. And it's like, I don't know, how pivotal to, like, existence is this game. Alright, you ready to fight Margit?
I'm ready to win.
Maybe you'll be the one in the cutscene. Oh yeah. Foul tarnished, in search of the Elden Ring. The dislike for Zoe Ziegler, the new Snow Brown, I guess, is growing to the point where people are deciding to pass on the Hunger Games reboot now that she's starring in that too. Yeah, I wouldn't watch a movie. I wouldn't support a movie she was in. Period. Her, like, cocky, shitty attitude about just, like, what is literally just an anti-white, racist, like, depiction of Snow White. It's just like, oh, yeah, you know all this country where there was just, like, super pale people and they consider that to be beautiful? We're gonna do that, except we're gonna say, that's wrong. We're gonna fix it by, not having a German person in the movie. It's gonna be great. And if anyone complains, then they're a bigot. The more things change, the more they stay the same. I'm just using fucking upgraded rock sling. That did dick for damage or poise. Oh, do meteorites. So bad. He's too tiny. Distortion field. Try that. Wow. I was thinking because he was in the air, maybe he'd get a bit more of it, but no.
I always misjudge that jump. He stayed in there for a little bit longer than you think he's gonna.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the best ability is just always rock sling. Always rock sling, or with this mod now it's like gravity well. It's like, I guess, I don't know. It's just that how this whole game is sort of configured, you end up with just one spell that you use. And this mod does a lot to like combat that, but
Oh, I think it's worse in this mod.
how so?
Well, I think like Elden Ring spells in general, it like has a bunch of spells that work for specific, late at night my brain ain't working
Scenarios?
too well, so yeah, different occasions, and this mod it kind of limits the spells that you're using because it's like they want you to do the theme thing, right? And then of the themed spells, there's usually only one that's good.
I don't know. So in standard Elden Ring, I had Loretta's bow. Some kind of glintstone thing, right? And like meteor shower. And everything else is sort of extraneous. I guess rock sling, if there's a situation where like you have enough space that you can use it without it breaking on things on the side, and they're vulnerable to physical damage and not magical, then you would use that. But yeah, it's like, I mean, essentially you would only want to use the fast spell, like the glintstone spell or the soul arrow or whatever equivalent. Maybe not the dagger, maybe you'd use the slightly faster version, or slightly slower but higher damage version for better DPS. But yeah, I mean, there wasn't a lot of variety in the base game. Long range stuff doesn't happen in boss fights, so you're really just using one spell the whole game.
Okay, well, what's a game where there's a lot of variety?
Dragon Age Origins.
Never.
You've never heard of Dragon Age Origins?
It's weird because you think that I would have.
You've never heard of Dragon Age Origins?
No.
I've talked about it. So you would have had to have.
I've heard you talk about Dragon Age, I think.
Okay,
But
that's the first Dragon Age game, is Dragon Age Origins.
Alright, well, okay.
The fuck? Oh, is it just like a super expensive spell? Big spells. Let's make it happen. Oh, he actually did get knocked down. Yeah, big spell team. Only big spells. Are you going for it, huh? Woo! We were just talking about Guild Wars earlier. Guild Wars, you'd have like 8 spells in your bar. or 8 skills on your bar, and then like sometimes 2 of them would be buffs for like elementalist, or you know, it could be a lot of them are buffs, but depending on the class and whatnot. But you'd have at least like 4 that you would use in like every class. They would have, you know, more than 1 or 2 abilities. This game is much more about like positioning and just like using one attack at the right time. You know, like if you're really playing well in Dark Souls 2, it's just Soul Arrow. Really, the other abilities aren't good. It's not a good idea. Like, none of them are good. Maybe, you know, maybe like the fire, like a Forbidden Sun or something, but no, it's just, you should just use the good spells. Basically. Yeah, I don't know. More damage, I guess. Yeah, dump points into damage. So, did you get oh, we got another memory stone from that guy. Although granted, like theoretically I could be using Cosmic Tunnel. Oh, I could use it for this next part, huh? Okay. At least give Ocarina a chance before playing Majora? No. I don't want. I have like a story with Majora's Mask. Like I wanted to play it and I couldn't when I was younger. So I actually want to play Majora's Mask because I'm curious about it. But
Sorry, my instinct told me to go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you made him. Oh no, he reappeared. Okay. So let's see if we can get the gate open. Nope. I guess it reset the conversation. Okay. If you don't kill this guy, he steals from you.
Yeah.
If you die, that is. He takes half your runes every time. I think he keeps them on him. Like, I think when you kill him, you get like a shit ton of runes. Because I saw some streamer kill him, and then like he got like a shit ton of runes, and he was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, from after you kill Godric or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We died a bunch. And, don't blame me if things don't make sense. I don't give a shit, dude. It'll be fine. It's just like, I'll look at the Vadi video. It'll be great. He'll explain all the deepest lore. Let's see if I can get the crossbow guys to stop. Hey, I actually got up there. Alright, now we get these meanies to stop shooting at my girlfriend. How about that, huh? That's some actual spell variety. Alright, last one. There we go. You should be all clear to proceed. Oh.
Oopsie. Wrong spell on.
Ah. Interesting. You can go backwards with this. Where's the guy who hit me? Jesus Christ.
I know the guy who hit me can't be all the way over there. Maybe he is, I don't know. Oh shit, that was a lot of kills. Oh, there's one. Maybe I should go like half melee or something for this. Then I could be teleporting up to people with my cosmic sword.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's fucking cosmic it up. Is there still the dog in the corner? Alright, let me get the...
Lion, but yes.
Just light this grace real quick. And I'll return to sort out this mammal. Mammal of indistinguishable origin. Man, I cannot fucking hit this thing. Staggered him with the teleport.
Yeah.
Alright, let's fucking do it. I don't think I have enough for another one. Oh, fuck. Man, that's such garbage. No matter how fast you're moving, they just have perfect tracking for a few seconds in this game. So like when we were doing the DMC move list where you can like teleport super fast, the boss would just 180 hit you.
Retarded.
Fear not. I'm coming. It's like the teleporting doesn't do shit for you. Oh, God. All right. Cosmic indeed. Also, it's a little hard for me to like do stuff that requires a lot of reflexes because the TV is so far in delay. If you're curious at how much delay, if you listen to the button press versus the jump. So. It actually didn't seem so bad on that last one. Oh boy. Where's the... Ugh. Yeah, whatever. Oh no, my runes are down there. I must retrieve them.
Going in. Fuck. Who even positions their flamethrowers like that? Like, he would have burned his own guy.
Yeah. And then they started blasting.
Which version, though? N64 or 3DS? Oh, I didn't even know there was a 3DS version. Well, I have an N64 emulator. I don't know if I have a 3DS emulator on here. Alright, I guess the teleporting is kind of actually garbage. Maybe for like a boss fight, like quickly repositioning on the other side of the arena is, at least it's more stylish if you use magic. Okay, right. So there is no... Oh no, there are... The honed bolt, I think, does actually go around cover because it is an actual, like, targeting based on not exactly what's in front of you, but this is definitely one of those, like, fake direct target abilities. Obviously it's like getting caught on things, so they coded that one wrong. This one, it goes up a little bit, so there's... Oh, you know, I could go real stylish, huh? Yeah, alright. How do you like the cosmos? That happens in Radahn's castle too. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Excuse the frame rate drops. You have to be really pissed off at something to destroy it with a knife. I could use a heal, by the way.
Oh, come on over.
Thank you very much. Let's see. Bet this is like an intelligent solution. Oh. Well, I made its dog mad. That's some kind of accomplishment. Wow. Cosmos. Cosmic.
Oh yes, what goes up must come down.
Gravity. Dude,
Prophecy painting.
there's this MMO. They did like a remake of the MMO, like a reboot to try and like make it more popular, and it's not as good as it was, of course. They tried to make it more fun, like one of those like Korean MMOs. I don't know if that was like a bad move or a good move. I think a lot of the decisions were bad, and some of them were good. And I think, you know, you end up with just something that's doesn't make anyone happy. But the original game, they had a lot of problems where like you couldn't even tell what abilities did because it's not listed in the description. And then people would be like real shitty to you, and they'd be like, "Oh, noob, idiot, doesn't know that he has to read the wiki that's not by the company in order to know what the abilities do." And it's like, what? Like, how would anyone know that? But you know, there was like a couple of the story beats. But now, okay, granted, most of the story is like not done well, right? Like it's very difficult to even understand what is going on, because none of the quests start with an introduction of like, "Hi, my name is Phil." Like they just start talking about like random shit that they think is cool. Like it has nothing. There's no cohesion to like why they're even telling you this. Like it becomes very difficult to understand who your character is supposed to be or who anyone is. So, you know, the writing's kind of bad, but they do have some really cool moments in the man, this spell sucks. Okay. Don't worry, I brought the cosmos with me. But they have some pretty cool lines. There was a boss called, like, I think it was Ilina. I forget what her name is. Is it Ilyushkin or something? She was a Russian cosmonaut. But she wasn't sent into space physically. She was, like, astral projected into space. And so she's, like, become this, like, energy being. And you have to fight her as a boss. And one of my favorite lines that she has is, she casts a thing to, like, insta-kill you, and then you don't die, right? You stay at 1 health because, like, the Yggdrasil is keeping you alive. And then she goes, you cling to the earth, and it clings to you like gravity. And then it starts phase 2, where you get full healed for, or no, you don't get full healed for phase 2. You just don't die. So everyone goes to 1 health, and then it's like down to the healer to spike everyone back up to full for phase 2. Another example of why it's good to have a healer and not just like... Alright, see if we can do this in style. I think skip the first cutscene and then watch the second one. Oh. The cosmos has come for you, Godric. Oh wow, I managed to miss quite a few. I think I'll wait for the... There's another version of Meteor Shower that they added that has homing meteors. So I'll hold out for that, and I'll use Boulder or Meteor Toss and whatever until then. Alright, we're doing it. Getting the cosmos involved. Cosmic. Okay. Alright. I'm sorry. I thought you'd like Cosmos. But yeah, it was such a cool character. The voice actor really like put some heart into it, and but it really takes you quite a bit of like reading stuff to figure out who the fuck she is or why that mission even exists. Because you can get into the mission without having like done any quest related to it. You know, because they want to have more people playing the mission. Cosmically staggered. I don't know. For some reason, the word cosmic is funny to me because friends of mine would have these issues with these like certain bands that would like use that as a theme. I think it's called prog metal or something. I'll catch you later, Jordan. I like this guy a lot too. He's my favorite. I find it kind of like upsetting that they don't have a super cool, like pure, like really golden version of kind of any sort of like Celtic hero. Everything is sort of, tarnished. I guess they have the golden Godfrey boss. That did impress me. But I love his dialogue and his phase 2 transition. Forefathers, one and all. Yeah, so cool. It's a... What? How did he know? How did he know? I've never... What? Alright, it's up to you and your nukes. Oh, you just went for it. True. That does look really cool. I should use a mouse to keep the camera on him.
And then my nukes don't really do that much in terms of damage.
So you should use your buffs.
Okay.
Yeah. They're ridiculously good. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, Trisha has a couple buff abilities. One being this, 10 health per second, reduce equivalent by 20%. And then this one, which stacks, and says that it enhances the effects of other buffs. So I don't know how much it increases HP recovery by, but 20 health per second, reduces equivalent by 30%, improves dodges, increases all absorption by 25%, adds 35% shield stability, and increases poise. 2 FP per second, holy spell damage by 10%, casting speed by 30. At 30 out of 70, this would be the total value you could have. 15 stamina recovery. Oh, Blessing of Wisdom. Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, it doesn't do all of these things. Okay. So Blessing of Grace, it would enhance it to do 20 per second.
Yeah, I just put on the benediction, so.
Oh, so you didn't put on both. Oh, that's why that would happen. Okay. So it's not all of these effects. It's just... Huh. So Blessing of Wisdom seems good if you could find that. But Blessing of Grace you would heal quite quickly. And it makes your dodges, like, special.
Alright, sure. I'll put on Blessing of Grace.
Show everyone your sick dodges.
Is you ready?
Oh, roll. Oh, it doesn't...
Doesn't look different, no.
Oh, okay. I had, like, lightning on my dodges, but I guess that was from the other spell.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Forefathers, one and all, bear witness. Oh. Oh, he's shooting at you, okay. Oh, he's staggered. That's a decent amount of poise damage. Ah.
Could have drawn aggro.
You didn't ask for aggro. I will take an honorable death for repentance. I'll catch you later, Jordan, if you're still around. You're living.
It's a rough stuff.
Oops. Just like the normal boss fight, you just end up meteor slinging like the entire time. Goddamn, I was trying. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I'm using that. Alright, I'll just jump off. Tell you what, I can just pull aggro and then you can drop the stars.
Sure.
Okay. I'll just go.
It's just one of those things where it's like, if I use any other spell besides the one, I get a fucky wucky.
Okay. I'm gonna put down a distortion field at the start, and then that will keep you safe from projectiles. I think it blocks his projectiles when he shoots the wind. Oh, I forgot my gravity armor. I must have it. Yes. Oh no, I need yeah. Can I even jump? I can. Oh my god. Okay, gravity armor bad. I get it.
just not there, you know?
At least you have the survivability. I wish Distortion Field lasted like the whole fight. Replacing it isn't really realistic. I'll just switch around my spells real quick and I can do this easy speasy. Easy peasy squeezy. So I don't need anything except for just Gravity Well. Gravity Well and the teleport. And I'll try to not use Gravity Well. Just be a good boy. Ready, spaghetti?
No,
Okay. He's channeling Greek god One for All. What? Is that a My Hero Academia reference?
Alrighty.
Alright. See how much this does to him. Oh, I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. It was markedly a bad idea. Nope. Go away. Further away. Okay. See this. Oh. Got this fucking nothing. Fuck. Oh, I'm too far away. Sorry.
I'm doing my best to chase after you guys.
I guess I should. Oh. That home's way better than I thought it did. I got hit by both of those. Pointing down at him. Some My Hero Academia fans are fucking weirdos, making TikToks about how they want to see two underage boys together.
Teenage girls need help. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I don't know. With like anime, it's weird because they're not really like whatever age is like stated in the show, and like I've heard people talk about that as being problematic.
I don't know. My Hero Academia definitely makes them look young.
Oh, like Deku really looks young. I could, yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be a weird character to like fetishize. Actually, yeah, I guess they're all a little on the juvenile side. Alright, so maybe I'll just like do this stuff.
Is Elden Stars a bad idea? Should I be switching up?
No, it's probably fine. The only issue with it really is like it's occasionally difficult to see. Oh, fuck. Oh wow, he just
Yeah,
fucking
especially with the nuke at the end, right?
Wow. I'm never ready for the enemies to respond to what should be kind of impossible to reply to with just like 180 turn, like perfect aim. Because those abilities don't exist in the game, right? Like the game is not designed for them to be able to respond to that. And I think it also elucidates the point where some people will like think about mod creators as being better than like game designers, and in some cases it is actually true, but a lot of times it disregards the fact that the game designer has to make a really solid base to the game. I've enjoyed what I've seen of the series though. I liked it up to like a certain point, and then I stopped watching. It's like Trisha hated it, and she hated like how the writing was getting worse and worse. And I think it's like it's one of those things where like sometimes a series is like really good in the beginning, and then it doesn't end where it's kind of supposed to, and that's not an excuse for the writing to get worse, because I feel like if I was writing a series for a long time, it would just get better and better, you know? But your frame rate is so much cleaner than mine. Oh. As long as it's not live.
I mean, sure it can. Because people put their own fantasies into the writing, right?
True facts.
Fuck. Curve speed of that.
You could hear it. Buttons are so loud on this controller, and it's just like, no chance.
I wasn't even close enough for that. But you know what? They don't care.
Oh, he's looking at you. No, he's looking at me. Fuck. Okay. Oh.
That range. Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize I was in the danger zone. Oh. I didn't notice that was a thing either. So there's like one safe spot. And it's like... Right. No. Just one. It's right next to him. Otherwise he 180 turns.
Well, I mean, like, you can go behind the tombstone.
Yeah.
You can dash through fire. You can get good.
Okay, there's one safe spot, and that's right next to him while he's doing the fire breath. Otherwise, you need to, like, find some terrain or something. But for my purposes, I can't. Oh wow, that goes further than I thought it did. Oh boy. Oh, he sent it to you.
I know, right? What a
I thought...
He literally turned around just for that and then went back to you.
Well, it's a good mix-up, I guess, like, in theory. But the animation just didn't, like... Doesn't, like, make it obvious that that's what happened. Because he turns quicker than his body could actually move. I like that idea, though, of, like, a boss looking at one person and then just throwing something at another player.
Mm.
Like, I think they should have gone crazier with, like, co-op bosses and, like, had bosses have special attacks for co-op. Like, make it more interesting.
Yeah.
Like, if a boss had all black eyes and, like, glowing red pupils, and then the player who's, like, facing the boss and he's like, holding up a sword over his head, if the player who's facing the boss could see his eyes look to the side and then, you know, yell to warn the other player, and be like, oh, he's about to go at you, and then, like, save him from a hit, that would be super interesting, I think.
Yeah,
But... Remember someone from the Rolling Stones calling Cuties a masterpiece? Oof.
Yeah, that was fucking weird.
Instagram was caught recently promoting pedophilia hashtags.
Sounds like them, yeah.
Yeah, if you hit the explore page, I did when I, like, first got it. Super cancer, man. There's, like, so much, like, you know, not good stuff on Instagram. Like I kind of, I mean, yeah, I mean it becomes very upsetting when you like see what the FBI is focusing on, where they're like, oh man, we really have to track down pro-lifers and Catholics. It's like, you know, you can pay for play dates with children on Instagram. Sounds a little suspicious to me, but you know, what do I know?
Right.
Perhaps these folks deserve some looking into, but
I'm making a list of other countries to move to if United States goes in the shitter.
well, Poland, Hungary, you know.
Yeah.
Was it coded or up front? So someone who like knew about coding was able to prove that Instagram was promoting like 3 different hashtags. It was like a weird combination of stuff. Like it was actively promoting them, like rather than just organically allowing them to succeed. And it was something with horror in it. I can't remember. There was like a Brett Cooper video where she was explaining it. But it was some kind of hashtag with like, you know, something indicating like children and then horror, which made it, you know, obviously quite bizarre. I guess bizarre isn't really the disturbing. Would probably be more.
Yeah, right. We do have quite a pedophile problem in the United States.
Yeah.
A bunch of reasons for it, actually, but, you know.
The question of like where they come from is kind of interesting, I suppose.
Yeah, well, you know,
That's a cool looking sword.
pedophiles can also create more pedophiles, which is a problem. And Mexico has an issue with sex trafficking, and they bring it here, and then it goes everywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The question is, are there more now or less? You know,
There could be.
so there's like the guy from the what's that movie where it's like The Sound of Freedom?
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about his theory, which he treats as like fact, is that like people watching pornography just turns them eventually into pedophiles, which sounds a little fucking retarded, but you know. So he has that sort of like thing, and that a lot of people will go for that sort of theory. I just don't see it. I could see maybe it like causes people to get more like fetishes or something because they're like, I don't know, burning out. Like if they're just like a coomer, like there's certain people who don't play video games. They don't like have hobbies, and so they'll just jerk off as like an activity. Like they get home from school and they just jerk off until they go to sleep, and then go back to class in the morning, and that's just like all they do is like a hobby. That's bad. I would assume that would be very bad for your brain. I could see that having more negative effects than just like having like your dopamine receptors burned out or something. But the solution of like, well, let's ban pornography and then there will be no more pedophiles, sounds a little fucking stupid, but you know. So that's like one theory I've heard recently, but I don't know. I find myself quite doubtful of that, but
Right. Part of the modern problem is that people normalized empathizing with them too much, and now they're trying to justify it. And sometimes empathy can be a problem in that sense.
and like the whole leftist movement, logically, you cannot. There's no logical separation between how they advocate for homosexuality. There's no logical separation between that and pedophilia, because you could just claim And like,
everything is a sexuality.
yeah, and I was like saying it to my brother, who's very like logical, and he was, I was like, well, you can be born a pedophile, you can be born gay, and he was like, well, I guess that makes sense, and it's like, yeah, but like, there's
Is there actually any biological component to pedophilia, though?
it's very under researched because no one previously wanted to admit to being a pedophile because it was so serious. There's also, I watched a podcast that they were like, they were talking about it, and then they had people who like wrote in, and some people wrote in and said that they have normal attraction to women, but then they also have an attraction to children, and they would never act on it, and it scares them and disturbs them, and like they don't know what to do, etc. And they have a girlfriend and everything's like normal in their life, and they just haven't told anyone. That is like a horror story, right? Like hearing that causes like great dread in me that like, what if one day just like a apple falls out of a tree, gonks me on the head, and then that's me, you know? It's a very scary concept. But
yeah, apparently, from what I've been told about the research on pedophilia, is that for those of them who actually do try to seek help in therapy, they can kind of like push themselves in a direction to not being attracted to children anymore. But hardly anyone wants to, like you said, admit that they need help in that field.
I saw
and some of them want to justify it and just keep doing what they're doing. Do what pleasures them.
I saw an episode of like Law and Order Special Victims Unit, so you know I've got some good information coming, where there was like a priest who was watching like some kind of like video that was like titillating with children, and then he would like electrocute himself or like cause himself some kind of like grievous nauseous pain with like some sort of like electrode like shoved inside him, and then that was supposed to be training the pedophile out of him. And I don't know if that's real, but it seems like...
Did it work?
I cannot remember forgive me, I have forgotten the plot of some Law and Order episode from like 10 million years ago. So I genuinely no fucking idea. Where's Fort Gale? But
yeah, people always in modern writing, at least, I notice people always regard shock therapy as being this horrible thing. Like, oh, I can't believe we did that back then.
Yeah, also people pretending like it doesn't work. I don't understand that. Like the guy from the Tiger King was like turned gay by being addicted to heroin, and then he would be given heroin by the guy on the Tiger King in exchange for sex. And so he eventually decided that he was gay. So like you can reinforce behaviors. Like it's also...
Yeah, I mean, like if you're getting... if you can train to be like... I'm looking for the term... Because it is positive reinforcement to have the drug giving you the endorphins, and then you just associate it with whatever else you're doing.
So the idea that you couldn't turn someone straight, like I saw this podcast by, I didn't realize it when I started listening to it, but it was a very left-leaning podcast where they were just like very self-hating white men, and eventually it became too much for me to bear. But they were talking about cult deprogramming, and they were like, it doesn't work. And then they like talked about this like, they played a clip from this like interview with this person who was cult deprogrammed, and they were like, see, it doesn't work. But like, so essentially what happened was this woman and this guy who said that they were gay and lesbian were sat in a room and given like aphrodisiacs or something, or they were just like stuck in a room together, and they only had each other for company, and the food that they were fed was like seafood or something that had like some aphrodisiac effect to it, and they may have spiked the food, but I don't know that was like confirmed or just theorized. But eventually they eventually they had sex, and then they were like, "Oh, so are you straight now?" And they're like, "No, we're still both like gay." It's like, oh, okay. And it's like, have you had sex since you got out of the facility? And it's like, yeah. Sometimes. It's like, oh, do you keep in contact? It's like, oh yeah, we live together. It's like, oh, okay. That's cool. But
that's quite a step.
you're both gay, and it's like, have you had any other partners aside from each other? And it's like, no, it would be too much emotionally, because we're so close to each other now. We're such close friends, and it's like, oh, okay. So what's next for you? And it's like, we're gonna have so I'm gonna have a kid. It's like, oh, you are? Who are you gonna get a donor from? It's like, oh, well, obviously, him. And it's like, oh, are you gonna have it through like a lab? And it was like, no, we're just gonna like do it manually. We're just gonna. Oh, so you're just gonna have sex to have children?
It sounds like you're kind of just in a relationship.
And we're gonna get married just for like the tax benefits, because and it's just like, at some point it's like, are you sure you're not straight? So I don't know.
I don't know. That is really weird.
Something else that was interesting. There was this guy in Malta who got arrested for not being gay.
I think I heard about that.
Yeah,
That's
I told
the
you.
whole story.
Okay, so he was in an interview, and the guy was like, the guy asked him a question about like his sexuality or something. He's like, "Oh, I'm not gay anymore. I thought I was gay, and I wasn't. I went to therapy, and I realized I wasn't really gay. So I abstained from sex for a while, and I was just confused. Now I'm straight. I was just around people that kind of like pressured me into it, and it was sort of like an emotional escape or something, or like what he was like explaining, like
just like your college."
yeah, whatever. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I guess kind of like my college, where you feel this immense pressure to be gay. So then he was like, or not be gay necessarily, but be some kind of category like that. So then when the interview came out, he was arrested because he was promoting conversion therapy, which is illegal because theoretically it's bad or something, right? But this guy was like, I was never gay, but I thought I was gay because of these pressures on me. And when I went to therapy, I realized I wasn't gay. I wasn't like, it's because you can have things like reinforced and reinforced and reinforced. Like the more you do it, like that's part of why it's bad to have like
there's a lot of young people also going through something similar like that. Yeah. And luckily a lot of them kind of are growing out of it and realizing, hey, wait, actually this is a terrible ideology and this was forced on me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The more like you have, because like I think like any kind of like sexual thing, it's like it's satisfying, it like self-satisfies itself or whatever, so you're reinforced. So like if you watch like super like deviant porn, it like reinforces itself, so that's a thing or whatever. But you can also manage that. You can just not, you don't have like if you're like, so if you're watching normal porn and then you're like, I wonder, maybe I should watch like a fucking like octopus like rip someone's limbs off, and it's like that'll get me off. And then you think like, I shouldn't, and then you just don't, and you like reinforce more normal stuff. I think you'll be just fine. But that's just my theory, and I have no degrees that would be relevant. Oh no, I have a liberal arts degree, so really I have all the degrees necessary to write articles that can be cited in Wikipedia as fact. So I think I know everything I need to.
Yeah, that's a lot of Wikipedia. It's just create an article without any source or fact in it, then just put it in the source on Wiki. My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Yeah, anyway.
I guess you want to end it with a happy story or something?
I don't know if I had some other thought on that thing, but Oh yeah, there's another thing. I had a friend who was gay, and his boyfriend was not gay, but he just
Yeah, that's a shitty situation right there.
he just liked being, he liked the social benefit of being gay, and so he just said he was gay, and maybe he even thought he was gay, but it's like a problem when one of your hobbies is LGBTQ stuff.
Yes. Oh
Like-
my god. It's so it's awful when people use that as their defining trait.
Like
They can't meet someone without talking about it.
I was talking to this girl who slept with this other girl, and she was like, it was so weird. She wasn't aroused by anything, and she just laid there the whole time and let me do whatever I wanted, and then she was like, are you done? And like didn't enjoy it at all, but was like didn't enjoy it physically, but was like, that was fun. Yeah. Because they're like, I met them and they were like super into, they're like, oh man, this bar is like pro LGBTQ, and I was like, why is there gonna, like, I was like, why would you want that? Like, I was like, what was there gonna be semen in my drink? Like, like, it's like, dude, it's like, what the fuck? Like, why are you excited about that as like a genre? I was like, is that like a genre you enjoy? And she's like, oh, but it's like, you know, it's like good because it's like progressive. It's like, what the fuck are you? What? It's just like.
It aligns with my politics, and that's all I have as an identity.
So like this person is to the point where they're like, I am so leftist that I'll just strip naked and let someone violate me, and then like enjoy it and be like, yay, I voted correct today. And it's like, whatever. And anyway,
Just the validation, I
the-
suppose.
my friend eventually broke up with his boyfriend because he just like wasn't putting out because he just wasn't gay.
Yeah.
But it was just like he. And like people like I remember at the time when they were still dating, like before they broke up, my other friend was like, yeah, I don't know what the deal is because I don't think he's gay. And it's like, what do you mean? Why would he be dating a dude? And it's like, he's like, they're just like, they couldn't quite understand it, but they were like, because they were also like very lefty, and I was
it hadn't
like,
occurred to them exactly the reason.
I was like, well, he's also Hispanic, so like, why would he need an extra identity? It's like, why would he be identity maxing? Like, he's already like sort of darker skin Hispanic, so it's like, isn't that enough of a point
It's never
boost?
enough.
But yeah, no, people get like addicted to it where they're like, oh man, people treat me like I'm better than other people because I'm like Hispanic. Now I'm gonna be gay, and then I can be like trans, and then they keep on like ident maxing and they stacking more. They're like, oh, I'm retarded too. I'm just straight up fucking retarded. It's like, I don't have a leg now. It's like, you cut your leg
chopped
off?
my leg, yeah.
So I don't know, but it was it was a really funny story. He's like, he said my friend said something, and then his boyfriend was like, ha ha ha, you're such a fag, and he's like, you know what, get the fuck out of my house. He like broke up with him on the spot and was like,
Just like that was the breaking point.
he's just like,
This guy, who's not
He's just-
gay, is
just
laughing
horny.
and calling his boyfriend a fag.
he's just horny all the time. He's like horny all the time with this fucking dude who won't fuck him, and then he's like, you know what, get the fuck out of here. Max Identity sounds like a superhero. It kind of does. Sounds like the boyfriend just wanted the benefits of being in the gay mafia, but got a dick in his ass anyway.
Yeah.
That dude was so fucking weird, man. I mean, besides just like being gay for popularity, he was playing like some fucking Game Boy game, and he was getting so mad, like rage mad, like ready to like the same like amount of rage I've seen when two people have been like punching each other. He was so fucking mad at the game, like way madder than I have ever. And then he had no sense of shame afterwards. Like, I've seen someone throw a controller, right? I've to be honest, I don't know if I've thrown a controller. I think I've slammed a controller against something, but I have never thrown it. I've never gone so far as like some people talk about throwing a controller at the TV. Never done that. I've seen people throw controllers, but as soon as it happens, that flash of rage, it immediately like simmers down, and you're like, oh my god, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like out of my mind, angry. He didn't have that instinct, so I was like, what are you like? I was like he did it once, and I was like, oh, I'll just like, you know, we're both dudes. I'll just like pretend nothing happened, and he'll just cool down. And he was more mad. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, I said something. He's like, oh, this fucking game, and I was like, dude, you need to calm the fuck down. I was like, I never thought I'd be around someone who gets like furious at a video game and then have to like yell at them about it, and then like my fucking friend was like, I'm gonna have to take away your Game Boy.
We gotta step in as his
man. Dude's a fucking adult. Dude's a fucking adult getting fucked in the ass for popularity points. And you know what? Maybe that's the happy story for the day. Is at least you're not that bad. No matter what, like, you know, T-shirts you bought or like whatever you did for popularity, you didn't do that, and you at least have some amount of like self-awareness that you shouldn't be smashing things at someone else's house. Yeah, that was the other thing. He was at a party at someone else's house getting that pissed at his Game Boy game.
Yikes.
And then he's like, oh man, you have Jaeger? Let's have some Jaeger. And it's like, I don't think you are old enough to drink. Like, someone asked him if he looked old, but like he looked like he was old enough to drink. But if someone was like, are you sure that's a good idea? Because he's like raging in the corner at his like Game Boy game. It in fact did get much worse once he was drinking. Someone was like, oh, maybe it'll like distract him. He'll mellow out. And it's like, I don't know what that plan was. Wait, he was a tan Latino pretending to be gay? Good grief, man. It's called a personality. He should have tried that.
Yeah, right.
He was so disinterested in talking about anything, and then like one of his friends came up, this like planetoid of a so it was like a Latino girl, I guess, although apparently her dad was white or whatever. That's relevant because she was like, I don't trust white people, and it's like, what the fuck was that? I was like in the room, and I just looked at her and I was like, what the fuck did you just say? She's like, and she rotates around facing her back to me, and then she like whispers, and she's like, yeah, I don't trust white people. I was like, I can still hear you. And she's like it was so fucking weird. And then I ordered Chinese food, and then she was like, oh, let me have some. And I was like, no. I was like, why would I give you my food? And she's like, it's for everybody. And I was like, no, it's not. I bought it with my money. It's my food. And she was like, oh, but like so and so picked it up, and I was like, yeah. And I gave them money for gas, and they got themselves food. And then it was like, why would I give you food?
Immediately assumes that you bought it for everybody.
I was like, you were
silly.
You were just telling me that you don't like me based on my race. Why would I give a racist my food? Specifically, like, you know, if someone's like, I don't like fucking like Chinese people or something, it's like, okay. It's like, can I have your Chinese food? It's like a little weird in context, but it's fine. But it's like, they're specifically like, I hate you and your entire race. Can I have your Chinese food? And it's like, no. Very explicitly no.
It's very easy to be friends with. All you have to do is offer her food. I can imagine that most men offer her their cocks to eat.
She was real fucking fat. And someone made a comment about her being fat, and then someone is like, it gets more confusing, obviously, when you don't know people's names, but like, I don't know, someone made a comment about her being fat, like made a joke, and then this guy got like super pissed, and it's like, you were in the room when she was like, I hate this race, and now you're gonna, but it's just so weird. Like, I mean, it's not weird because they're all like super lefty, so it's like okay to be racist against me, but you know, whatever, man. Fuck me, I guess.
Time displaced hippie.
Yeah. Anyway, that girl's life is going terribly, and like, yeah. In case anyone wants a happy ending to that story, her life is going quite bad, and yeah. I guess everyone in that sort of circle is. In any case, happy story. Trisha said earlier that parents in Mexico were all getting together and burning literature from their school that was pro-communism. It's like thousands of parents in Mexico are just like...
I don't know what the story behind that was, but apparently that's what's been happening in Mexico.
What Chinese food was it? I got lo mein. Chicken lo mein.
Let's see.
I rarely did stuff to be cool, but I got the social anxiety anyway. Might have a touch of the spurg.
The Financial Times reported that one of the officials behind the push to indoctrinate children in Mexico was a former Venezuelan government official. Oh boy, the plot thickens. The books were filled with hard-to-follow material full of errors, a lack of basic language and mathematical exercises, and irrelevant or highly age-inappropriate content.
Amazing.
I can see why they were burned.
Well, anyway.
The books were so controversial that some governors in the country have refused to distribute them as they demonize capitalism. Yeah, fair.
I appreciate the sentiment of burning commie shit, but I don't like burning books. 1984 is a massive warning about all that bullshit. I don't know. I mean, I think people have like an oversensitivity to burning books, to be honest.
I would agree with you, mostly just because of that video that we did.
Yeah.
It's like burning books used to be a form of protest in general. And now, because the Nazis did it, we can't do it now.
Yeah, but it's also like, what books were they burning? And it's like the most horrific shit you've ever seen. Like when you see excerpts from like the books that they burned, it's like the most horrific shit where it's like described like a detailed description of like a pedophile's biography explaining him like raping kids, and it's like, oh wow, that didn't really belong in a college library for research, did it?
No.
Yeah, no, I guess not. And it was also not organized by the Nazis. It was students at the college. Just because Nazis were in power doesn't mean that it's like organized by the Nazi party. It was students were like, hey, we hate all this shit, we're going to throw it out. Why don't we all get together and have a bonfire and throw it into the bonfire? Because it's like a German tradition to have bonfire parties. And so one college did it, and a bunch of other colleges did it, and the student organizations organized together so they wouldn't all have it on one day. So students from one college go to another college and have a party and burn these shitty books, and then they go to another college, and so nobody would overlap their parties, and it wouldn't overload 1 week with too many bonfires of burning pedo shit. So it was that, and transsexual stuff was the other stuff they were burning. So, and it's also like when you go to a liberal arts college, they have nothing but their own ideology. And whether they set a fire and then threw a book into it or not, they threw out everything else. Everything. Nothing exists in the library for research, for reference, that doesn't have to do with pro-leftist ideology. Because when I was writing my capstone, and I searched as far as I could to find anything in the field of literature that would just talk about a goddamn book, and nothing was there. When you look up Tolkien, one of the most like revered and researched and like talked about writers, there was not a single paper in the many, many papers I read that had anything to do with his actual work, and not like some random commentary on how the dwarves in Lord of the Rings have something to do with Jews somehow, or like whatever parallels to the real world that they had. It was impossible to find anything. And so I don't know if there's never ever been an academic paper written on Lord of the Rings that doesn't have to do with it being gay, I find it highly unlikely. Or if the school just doesn't have those because they've burned everything metaphorically, like they've thrown it out. They've thrown it out. They've gotten rid of it in some other way that was more discreet. But like, to celebrate the getting rid of the book is really what a book burning is. Because like, we're not in an age where you need to burn something. You can throw it into a dumpster and pour water on it, and it's
right.
equally destroyed. So.
Or do what we did and just chop them up with axes and swords.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that because I'm trying to oppress someone's opinion per se. I'm doing it because I want it to be very clear that I very much disagree with the content in the books.
Yeah.
And because I don't like it, obviously I'm not going to... People in the comments are like, oh, well, you could have donated that to a library. And it's like...
Oh my god.
Yeah. Let me finish. I point out 2 books that I said were so bad they would increase the suicide rate. Why would I then put it in another child's hands? If I genuinely believe that, the right thing to do is to just throw it in the trash. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not destroying all traces of said comics.
Yeah.
By ripping up my own copy, you know?
Yeah. No, and I think it's... I think it can be good to celebrate, like, destroying something you don't like. I think it can be, like, cathartic and, like, you know. I mean, obviously spending money to buy it isn't smart, but you got those for free, so...
Oh, yeah, somebody else had them, and he wanted me to destroy them, so...
Okay, I get you. I understand your intent behind chopping the books. Indiana Jones says they're bad? Then he must be right. Indiana Jones knows what he's talking about. Although I heard that the new movie was a real shit show, but that's not real Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that wasn't in the new movie. That was... What was that in? Was that the first or the third where he had that scene with the book burning and he got a book signed by Hitler? You don't remember that scene?
Don't remember that at all.
It's a very goofy scene.
I don't even... I have no idea. What, third movie?
He says something like, oh, well, maybe if you read books instead of burned them.
Oh, wait, is this Crystal Skull or something?
No, it was either, like, the first or third movie. Third. Never said it was the third.
Okay.
The Last Crusade.
I don't know. I only remember the Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I think I saw the first and the second movie. I don't know if I saw the... I never saw the one where there's like Kali Ma and stuff like that.
The third was when he goes after the Holy Grail.
Oh, I didn't see that one then.
Yeah,
I saw the Ark of the Covenant.
He goes on an adventure with his dad, funny enough.
Oh, maybe I did see that one. I remember that scene where he met his dad. But, you know, it's funny. The villains in that one movie where they're like ripping out the hearts and stuff, that was a real religion in India. It was called the Cult of Thugga. That's where the term thug comes from. And it was like, their intent was to kidnap people and rip out their heart. And I heard the stupidest, like, some academic was like, oh, it's a moral panic about this cult. There were no victims in England, but people in England were worried about them. And it's like, so because English people are too good at not having their hearts ripped out, they're wrong to be worried about it. It's like, it sounds like a bad religion, you know? Kind of feel like your religion is based around ripping people's hearts out. It's probably not the nicest, but he goes to get his dad's diary from the blonde chick, and then when Indiana turned around, Hitler was there, then signed the book. What?
Yeah. It was a goofy scene. It was like jokey, where it's like yeah.
Okay, well, anyway. Happy story. God, we've sinned. We've committed great sins. I think chat has led us astray. I blame you guys. You've caused us to talk about bummer things.
Well, in Mexico, the parents burned all those books.
Yeah. I think that's a happy story. I think, I think in general, stuff's getting better. I see the tide turning.
Yeah.
But if it helps you, take some notes about how bad it was in these days, and then when you meet someone years from now when it's all like gone, and then they're like, and then some kid is like, I don't know, they say like, oh, I should like chop my cock off or something. I should get, like, some kid is like, hey mister, should I get fucked in the ass for popularity? And you go, no. Now sit down, boy, and let me tell you a story about the horrible old days, the terrible times that we used to live in.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be important to help people not forget like how bad this was. And
I get really frustrated when there's stories that are supposed to be cautionary tales, but then some people look at them in a completely different lighting. Well, communism. It failed so many times, but there's still people who look at tales of communism and act like it was a good thing. If only it had worked. We can make it work if we just try again.
There's a thing that gets like taught in school, which like some people will like just tacitly believe that it's just like one of those like beliefs that just gets like seeded in people that like needs to be like uprooted, which is the idea that eventually everything will be communist because that's the perfect society, and that's wrong. Like it's not correct.
Yes.
Like, so, and like that's something that like someone who's just like not really super into politics or is an idiot would just like tacitly just sort of like believe because it's told to them so much, and like you even parrot it without really knowing what it means, right? Because you're told it in school and then you think it makes you sound smart when you say it. And I've probably said it when I was younger. But in reality, you could say the same thing about fascism. Like, if fascism is just, like, the idea that if you set morals into... Like, if you set up morals, then society will naturally have its laws and everything will function because society enforces, like, morals, right? And so by that logic, if you make a system where everyone is a good person, everyone will be a good person and everything will work out fine. And if you need extra milk for your baking, your neighbor will give it to you, which is a fascist thing to do, is to, like... do good things for your peers, right? That's theoretically fascism, rather than have it taken from you by an authorized official who will then distribute it. Like, communists don't like charity because it's fascist or something, but it's like, you could say the same thing about like communism being the end result of everything. The same you could with like fascism. It's like, well, everyone's really nice to each other and everything works out fine, therefore, the future will just be fascist. It's like equally, So the whole idea that it's just like, everything will end up in communism is, not a thing. Anyway.
Yeah.
I forget why I got on that thread, but it's like, anyway, you end up with like certain stuff like that just kind of gets like embedded in people. And I see more and more of that getting like pulled out of people. Like I see more and more people realizing that all these little like minds that were like stuck in them when they were younger, like here's a happy story, I suppose. My cousin has blue eyes, and I mentioned to him while I was writing and researching and everything for Slayer in the Wide Valley that I was taught in school that like brown eyes were superior to blue eyes because they can let you see in the sun better. But I was never told that blue eyes help you see in the dark better because they can take in more light. And I never really questioned it, but he had blue eyes. I have brown eyes, but he had blue eyes, and he always felt bad about having blue eyes, like they were worse than having brown eyes. And then I told him that, and like he just kind of like straightened up. He like stood up a little taller, and he felt better about himself that it's not like some flat negative that he has, blue eyes. But he was taught that in some kind of counter-Nazi idea that like somehow he's bad because he has blue eyes, and he's not.
Yeah, it's kind of a similar thing with feminism, where like girls get insecure because they think that they need to be more like guys to be considered equals, rather than embracing the things that make them feminine. And it's like, you're fine, just the way you are. You have your own special qualities about yourself,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. In some cases, like it's like good to like try to like improve and get rid of behaviors that aren't like super great or whatever.
I'm just talking about like
But
biology.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess even in that sense, you could like lose weight or something. But yeah, no, I think like optimizing for the class you're sat in is also a good idea. But yeah, I guess
I guess that's a stream.
yeah. Hopefully we haven't cursed you guys. I've got blue eyes. As a young lad, I was the ideal Hitler Youth. Fantastic. Really, if you want to be super smart, you have to have bichromatic eyes. You see that in anime a lot. When you have bichromatic eyes, it indicates a mutation in the brain, some kind of change in the brain or something like that. Sometimes it's like sometimes it's a brain tumor, but
Oh boy.
but sometimes it indicates like a level of super genius. So if you've ever seen like Game of Thrones, Tyrion in the books, he has bichromatic eyes. That's to indicate that he's like super smart because he's, you know, and you see it in anime a lot where the anime characters have bichromatic eyes. So anyway, that way you can open one blue eye and then see in the dark, and then open one brown eye and see during the day, and then you're optimized, right? Or have an eye patch so that you can like more efficiently operate. Anyway, I hope you guys aren't left with a sour taste in your minds. I want to generally like be a positive, a cosmic influence on your. Oh, wrong one. Cosmic. Whoosh. Oh. Cosmic influence on your night. So, with that, I bid you guys adieu. And I hope you guys have a fantastic night.
Yeah.
And sweet dreams if you sleep. I don't know if you do. I don't want to be a bigot and assume that you're a sleep person, you know? Yeah. Thanks so much for hanging out. Really appreciate you guys hanging out and like, you know, just like got this like cozy group of people that keep coming back, and I really it's nice. It was a good stream. Had fun seeing what they did with the mod. Have a good night, everyone. See y'all later. Yeah, and you know what? We should probably, once we get all our abilities, we should check out the fucking Ghost Flame lady, the matriarch of Skin, Godskin.
Sure, we can totally do that.
Yeah. Anyway, good night, guys, and
Good
thanks
night,
so much for
everybody.
like being cool and stuff. Good night.